So a question I often get asked is breakfast the most important meal of the day? And virtually everyone you speak to believes that breakfast is really important. The question is why? Because we all believe it, just like we believe the sun comes up. Is there any evidence about breakfast being the most important meal of the day? Actually quite the reverse. Many clients I speak to, actually, they're not hungry for breakfast, but they eat breakfast because they've been told that it's a good thing to do. Well, it is a good thing for Kellogg's share price, there's absolutely no doubt about that. But what does the medical evidence suggest? Well, here's a tip. One of the most important things to remember is that breakfast is actually break fast. And one of the first things I try to encourage clients to do is to allow a 12-hour gap between the last thing they eat at the end of the day and the first thing. So if you have your evening meal and a snack, say 8 in the evening, don't eat at least till 8 in the morning. If it's 7, it could be 7 and so on. That allows you a good 12-hour gap between eating and fasting and allows all your insulin and all your other levels to settle, and that's very healthy and reduces your cancer risk, reduces your diabetes risk, reduces your metabolic syndrome risk. It's also about what you eat. So if you eat a sugary, carby breakfast, for example, if your breakfast is cornflakes, and then you put on, for example, some sugar on the cornflakes and you wash it down with a glass of what you think is healthy orange juice, actually those kind of carbs break down to glucose. That's like starting your day with about 20 or 30 spoonfuls of sugar. So it's not just whether breakfast is important, what you eat is important. I say to people, if you're not hungry for breakfast, skip it. It won't do you any harm and it will probably do you good. And then you're reducing your period of eating. Certainly don't eat these carby breakfasts which give you a big sugar spike followed by a drop, followed by feeling hungry a couple of hours later. So I generally swap people from the carby cereal, Kellogg's type breakfast to something like an omelette. So in my case, most days I skip breakfast because I've never been hungry for breakfast. I used to eat toast for breakfast because I thought it was healthy. I now realise it's not. So if I do have breakfast, which is maybe once or twice a week, I'll have something like an omelette, a different omelette. Breakfast isn't the most important meal of the day. What's important is to allow a gap between the last thing you eat and the first thing you eat. And the second most important thing is to eat something that will keep you sustained and full for longer and won't give you a sugar spike. So eggs and bacon, sausage and bacon, traditional cooked English breakfast that we've all been told is full of fat and unhealthy, forget all of that. It's a question of avoiding the carbs. So the bottom line is if you're not hungry for breakfast, skip. And if you are hungry for breakfast, have something that's based on protein and fat instead of carbs.